Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. I've been meaning to talk about the Tales of the Jedi for a few days, but now is the time. So I'll put a few figures out just to help me kind of go through what I saw in these 6 episodes. But it's been fantastic. I really want to talk firstly about Dooku. He's stole the show. Brilliant. I really like Ahsoka, but his story was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. In the background, you'll see a couple of things I'm going to be opening soon, actually. This is brand new. I got this from Lara V, and I can't wait to open that. Might do that in a minute, actually. Awesome. That's so hard to get in the UK. Kind of sold out at pre-order in seconds. So, anyway, that was a nightmare. Can't believe they didn't make tons of them, but still. And this here, I bought this. I've had it for a while, but I never felt inspired to open it because I've already got quite a lot of Shore Troopers loose. I don't know if you can see that far, if I can zoom in for you. But actually I want more now because he's seeing them quite a lot in Andor, and awesome, man. I want to spread them out, get some more loose. So there you are. Where do I begin with Dooku? Fantastic. I've always wanted to see a bit more about his past. This figure here was a custom that was sent to me by Lau, a good friend of the channel. There's a couple of gripes actually with the show. One of them is, you know, how Dooku looks really in my head. That phrase again, headcanon. I didn't ever really want to see Dooku parading around as a Jedi with his cape on. I think a cape is a symbol of aristocracy, which he comes from that background. He comes from a rich, aristocratic background. The people you see wearing capes are mostly arrogant characters, like he's very arrogant in the, you know, as a leader of the Separatists. Darth Vader rocks a cape and he is who he is. He's trying to show that he is the ultimate one and only Jedi. Well, he's not a Jedi, he's a Sith, but the last remnant. And then, you know, Lando Calrissian, you know, he has an arrogant swagger. So I thought capes were a symbol of people who had a little bit of money and whatever. And as a Jedi, he wouldn't dress like that. He would wear the, you know, the attire of the others, you know, like this guy. He's got the robes on. I think he does in the program have robes on, but he has that cape on. I just don't think that works. But obviously Filoni or whoever's made that decision, and that's fair enough. But let's not forget how we all knew he turned to the dark side anyway. The fact that he comes from that powerful background, someone who has possessions and, you know, wealth. So one in that upbringing would probably yearn for more power. But what I've loved about this series is his actual turn is a lot more complicated than that. And it all stems to his beliefs on corruption in the Senate. And man, do I want to see more of it. I don't know what is going to happen next. They've spanned a fair few years before the Battle of Yavin, all the way up to the point where Qui-Gon is lost. So that was really lovely. And seeing him in the garden, thinking of, oh, it was just absolutely amazing, man. Loved it. This figure I have of Qui-Gon here goes quite well with this Dooku, actually, because this is the training Qui-Gon Jinn, but he looks different than he does in Phantom Menace, hence maybe a little bit younger, so I always have these two together. Love it. I want to see more of these two going around, and it was brilliant when he stepped up to that guy and he said, let me just go and grab Dooku, not Dooku, Mace Windu. He said, corruption like yours must be wiped out, or something like that, and it was just awesome. Right on the brink of darkness, man. And then, if you want me to hop, skip and jump to, what's going on with Mace here? Let me just get Mace Windu on this figure stand. Then let's hop, skip and jump to Yaddle. That ain't Yaddle, that's Yoda. I'd love a figure of Yaddle now. There was one for £65 on eBay. Boom, it's gone. I was watching it and I thought, well, I don't really want to part with £65 for one little figure, but she's gone now, which is a bit rubbish. But yeah, this is the Phantom Menace Yoda, which is I love that figure. Look at the paint job on it. What I liked about Yaddle was she stood there and she said, it doesn't matter what you've done, Dooku. It ain't too late for you to come back. And it harks back to, dare I reference the sequels here, when he says, Kylo Ren, he said, it's too late, you know. I know what I have to do, but I don't have the strength to do it. You know, that kind of dialogue. And you got to make a choice at that point. Do I go all in here and align myself with the Sith Lord? It was great seeing him in the background as well. Kill her. She's lying. Kill her. Awesome. And he did. He thought, well, I'm going to go with it then. It wasn't too late for him. He could have got out of there. He's got a heart, this guy. And he cares for other people. He cares for his Padawan. He cares for what's right in the universe. But unfortunately, it's all falls together what George talks about. It was the quick and easy path. He thinks that would be the best way to eradicate the corruption. Well, no, unfortunately, now you're struggling with your own demons. And you're murdering people. And aligning with Sith is not really... Well, it's a lot harder the other way. What else can I say other than it was fantastic, man? And there's that, Dooku, brilliant. Love Dooku. I used to really not like Dooku when I first saw him in the cinema. I thought, who is this old man beating my Obi-Wan Kenobi? After Obi-Wan had finished off Maul, I really was surprised to see Obi-Wan getting his ass kicked. But still, moving on to Ahsoka. The Ahsoka, it was quite nice to see her origins. The saber-toothed tiger thing. Now, when that first appeared, I really totally expected that saber-toothed tiger to jump on the mother and kill her. But no, the mother was then scrapping with this thing. This thing was huge. It was like a big lion, man. It was huge, powerful beast. And then the mother was fighting it off. I thought the mother did very, very, very well to battle that. But then obviously, the reason I've got the reek out here is because this isn't what crossed my mind. I just knew that she had a affinity with the creature. And obviously, when Anakin tamed the reek, it was more like just using his power of the Force just to kind of sedate it. It wasn't like trying to connect with it, really. He was just using the Force defensively, just to stop it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Then he ended up riding it, I guess. Well, fair dues. But with this, you could see it was a little deeper than that. A little bit more like Grogu style-y, connecting with the creature, pacifying it, which was lovely. And then it wandered off, delivered her, and then that was that. What else happened with Ahsoka? Yeah, the other thing that bothered me with the Ahsoka stuff, this is what I had an issue with. Who the hell said it was a good idea to give Obi-Wan a mullet? That was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. In fact, if you bear with me 1 minute. Anyway, these two here represent pretty much what they both look like at the beginning of the Clone Wars. If you watch the movie where they are rescuing Jabba's son, he looks like that, and he looks like that. Maybe he might have even shorter hair than that. I don't know what series that's based on. Still, let's move him out of the way for a minute. Let's talk about Obi-Wan. What I loved about the Clone Wars, especially that very first Dave Filoni series, was that he hadn't met Snips yet. He hadn't met Ahsoka, obviously. And clearly he'd lost his mullet period of time. He'd obviously lost his Jedi braid, so he'd reached that level of training, right? Now, unless he's decided to grow his hair out again, which could have happened, I think it was a really bad idea, Lucasfilm, that you gave him a mullet. Because it was obviously set at a time after they'd had that incursion or whatever, and with the force field that you see in the Clone Wars movie, because he knew who she was, and they were just watching her training and blah de blah. So yeah, that was it. That was it. But apart from that, I loved it. I thought it was all really good. But the Dooku stuff was the strongest. And I have a question for you, because I don't know the answer to this. Are they going to be making more of these? Because obviously they dropped 6. Now I know that they sometimes drop multiple episodes in the first run of something. Like in Kenobi, they dropped 2 episodes. It's good that, because it means that after you've seen the first one, you can keep going and get a bit more into it. Especially if it's a slow burn like Andor. They gave you 3. Now with this, they've given you 6. They're really good because they're nice and short, but I don't know if they're going to give us any more. I hope they do. And I really don't care if they start jumping around timelines, because I want to go in more in the past with him. There's my other gripe. I had one more gripe with one thing in the show, which was that when we got to 22 BBY, which is the Phantom Menace, the funeral of Qui-Gon, they should have made him look a little bit older. He had quite dark hair in the stuff with Mace. That was really good. When these two, that was brilliant. These two worked well together. Windu! And they were dealing with a lot more corruption there. But they should have given him some streaks of grey or something. So you're watching Lucasfilm. I know you watch my channel quite a lot. Kathy and Dave, and they do watch my channel. No, they don't. That'd be nice. Wouldn't that be awesome if they did? That would be brilliant, man. But still, yeah, I think they should have just made him look a little bit older. I know there's a decade between that and then when he kills Yaddle, which is at the end of the Phantom Menace. but he would have started to grey a bit more. I don't know. What do you think about that? Anyway, I think I'm going to shut up there because I waffled on long enough, but it was brilliant. If you haven't seen Tales of the Jedi, get onto it, man. Get onto it. Oh, there was just one more thing I wanted to mention about the whole show. It was brilliant. The music was phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. And there was a really cool Easter egg. I don't know if you noticed that when Dooku was typing in the code to pretend to be Sifo Dyas, and you heard that as well, I think. That's from Alien. Apparently it's from Blade Runner as well. I don't really know much about Blade Runner. I've seen it once. And my mate Matt from Zero Hunter Toys said it was from Blade Runner as well, which is obviously a Ridley Scott film. But that when I heard that, that's when the computer is about to wake up the Nostromo team. And I thought that was awesome. I love that. A little bit of a sci-fi Easter egg, tip of the hat, and blah blah. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching. Do hit the like button if you have enjoyed that video and subscribe for more if you are new. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.